Everything we try to develop in folks starts with 3 words: focus, preparation, and execution. What does it say? What would it say if somebody shook your hand like this and you noticed it? And remember, it's all about separating yourself from the people you're competing against. Hi, I'm Bill Rambo of Rambo Associates. I'm proud to be part of a team that's committed and passionate about impacting the attitudes, practices, performance, results, and success of our friends and clients. What follows is a brief example of us interacting with some of those friends and clients. Enjoy.
I want to talk about some components to successful communication and relationship building and relationship development. And one of the very first things is a very, simple concept: ask versus tell. And I'm going to share a little bit of a personal story here, and it really doesn't have to do with the workforce per se, but it gives a very accurate description of ask versus tell. Okay, I have this friend, not a very good friend. Okay, but we get together maybe once a month, for dinner. Well, what happens in that interaction is we sit down. She, very politely says to me, "Oh, how are you doing? How's life been?" Starts a conversation. I say, for instance, I might say now, "You know what, life overall is really good. I'm really enjoying it, but I have this stupid little cough that I can't get rid of for a couple weeks, and that's kind of annoying." Well, right after that, I get, "Oh, I know what you're talking about. My sister had a cough like that, and then she took this, and that didn't work, and then, oh, and that reminds me of this other person who had the same cough," and then all of a sudden, a half hour later, I haven't said another word. Okay? Obviously, that's not a real successful communication. Okay? She is doing what we call telling. Okay? And the problem with that is, and the problem that especially in the workforce, what that can do is that makes the person who you're having that interaction with not feel very good. I don't feel very good, in those moments and during those dinners, because I'm like, well, it doesn't seem like she's interested in me. Okay? And asking questions of your coworkers can really help, or of your superiors, etc., can really help build that interest. And people would like to know that you're interested in them. That we all like to know that someone's interested in us. And it's important that after that question is asked, to actually engage in the answer. So many times it happens where you say to someone, you walk into the office and you say, "Hey, how you doing?" And they say, "Fine," but maybe it's not really fine, or you get a kind of sense, you're like, "Oh, okay," and you keep going. Well, just a simple little extra, questioning or time or pause can do so much to help that interaction. Okay, and what it does is it really demonstrates your interest in them as a human being. And building those areas of rapport are really critical too, especially when you're in service industries, in an industry where perhaps you have goods to sell or services to sell, or where you need to almost build a quicker rapport. And actually, and even in the case of teachers, when you maybe need to bond with a parent quickly or something like that. Some key questions just to get to know them a little bit better. Things like, for instance, I like to golf. If I find out quickly that the other person likes to golf, that is an instant rapport, and that's an instant comfort, and that's an interest, that's an instant, oh, this person's kind of okay, because people like to be in like groups. Okay, so the more you ask, the more you know, the more effective you can be in terms of building that relationship and that rapport. Little things, even if it's the same show, you happen to watch the same show on TV last night. Simple little things like that put people's guards down and make that a more effective communication.